It's now or never. Done the research. It's a year later. G2. Yeah. G2. Got the gaming features. Heatsink. It's brightest OLED in history. S95, QD-OLED. A95K, expensive. Listen to the YouTube guys. Like the YouTube guys. They're my friends. They're buddies. They wouldn't steer me wrong. I trust those guys. CES around the corner. Could be some stuff coming out. Nah, I'm not hearing anything. Haven't heard anything. Some stuff. Not really. Could be here in 2 days. I've done my research. I know my stuff. I know it. Just buy it, baby. Done. There we go. Respect. 3 days later. Got the G2. Love the G2. Heatsink. Bright gaming features. Happy. Look at the rain behind me. Looks real. CES is here. I'm not sweating that. Let me check out my guy's stream. See what the boys are up to. It's all good. Happy. Did my research. Confident in my purchase. Feeling it. Love. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Still good. What?
I see.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. That scenario is real and just happened to many of you. CES has just concluded, and I want to do this video as no one talks about when the wrong time to buy is. It's always, when do I buy? When should I buy? Should I buy here? Should I buy there? Should I buy high? Should I buy low? No one ever discusses the worst possible time to buy, and that possible time was just a few weeks ago, right before CES. Now, let me paint the picture for you of what I'm saying. I was at CES taking an Uber with a bunch of other guys from YouTube that you know, and we were driving, and the press release, this is before the event actually, we were all there early, that LG's G3 would be 30% brighter. There was also the release that the S95C at 77 inches would be brighter as well at 2000 nits. And while we were all reading this, before we actually went to the events that we all attended, we were there. Now, keep in mind, we were there early at separate events, and we all had the same messages on our YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I can't believe I just bought a G2. I can't believe I just bought a 65-inch S95B. Why did I buy this? And fear of missing out is a very strong feeling. Buyer's remorse is far worse. Fear of missing out is an impulse. It's many different things, but when you're looking at buying a TV and you want to grab something, you want to buy something, you feel like you're missing out on something, it's at least an investment you haven't made yet. You're still sitting back saying, should I pull the trigger? And there's the longing. It keeps you from being present, keeps you from enjoying the technology that you already have. Buyer's remorse is far worse. I have no pleasure in talking about this today, but I do want to discuss it. Yes, I'm talking about the scenario. I'm trying to make it funny in the beginning, but that's exactly what happened. For many of you, and many of you that I care about, we all have good communities, amazing communities, and we all share communities. And to see you guys struggle and take our recommendations, which I do think is very important, and I do think it's important to me that I'm responsible for recommending those displays to you. So here's the issue. The time to buy, we look at Black Friday, we look at Super Bowl Sunday. The real sales throughout the year are Black Friday, around the holidays, and then they go up slightly. Then before CES, before there are the announcements, CES might be at different times every year. You're looking at after the holidays, January, February, March. Now we're into the new year. New models are going to be announced. So really think about what I'm saying. Black Friday, November, typically around the whole month, but right after Thanksgiving, the prices will drop. They'll jump up slightly. They'll drop again slightly for the holidays. Now, they're all cheaper than they were at launch, so you're not paying full price. They will nosedive throughout the year depending on which manufacturer you go with. Remember, the releases are staggered. So some of the TVs like the Sony A95K came out later in the year. It's not going to drop as far. It will still drop. Other panels like Samsung and LG that release very early in the year, they tend to drop. Samsung displays, especially the 8K lineup, drop a lot. There's not a lot of them. They're expensive. They do lose their value rather quickly. They're not less valuable. They're just not as expensive. And you pay that sale price. But we tend to forget about the sale price and we start thinking about how good we are, the excitement. You're patient throughout the year. Now, the reason I did this scenario in the beginning is there is a certain group that does this. You have your cutting edge group, and I'm going to do a video on the groups of TV buyers, and I want you to think about while you're watching this, what group are you? I know I've been them all. Now, being on YouTube, I can sit back and actually watch it happen, and sometimes it's not pretty. The bleeding edge group, that group, you know who you are. You have the money, you spend the money, you know you want the best of the best of the best. It's going to be obsolete at some point, but you have the entire year to say, well, I got this, I have that. Bragging rights. Now, I'll say quickly about bragging rights. Bragging rights are tomorrow's joke. So you're paying top dollar. Do not buy for bragging rights. Do not buy because you want to be able to say throughout the year, and we do because we have communities, guys. We're active in the comments. You'll see people say, well, I have a Z9K, I have a G2, I have a Z9G. And people will say, wow, that's awesome. And that's fantastic. That's part of the camaraderie that we have. However, you know you're making that risk. You know you're paying top dollar. The good thing about it, though, is you get to enjoy it throughout the year. Bad thing about it, though, is other things are coming out. So at least wait until after CES, see what's coming. Pay attention to the press releases and the specs. The problem is you'll never really know the performance until they're reviewed by several people and measured to know if they do what they say they were going to do marketing-wise. I digress. You know if you're that group. The group I'm most concerned about is the group that is patient to a fault. You're the group that watches all the videos. You're the group that's in the comments trying to really measure it. You're being thoughtful. You want to know. We talk to you all year. There's like 5 of us that will talk to you all year. Yeah, it's good. Compared to this, it's good. You'll see my comparisons, everyone's comparisons. There's a lot of hand-holding. And before I go further, this is not a financial conversation. I'll never claim to know what money someone has. It's not my business. But either way, you're patient. A lot of times it is a value decision. You're waiting, you're hanging back, and then you get to Black Friday. The prices drop. You say to yourself, I don't know, I'm hearing this might be this might be that, and then you don't pull the trigger. Now, if you pull the trigger in November, you have December, January CES, it just wrapped. It's, I believe, the 9th today. It was last week. You only have a few months between Black Friday and now. Then you have Super Bowl coming out. But at least in Super Bowl, when the prices drop, you're very aware of what's coming. You're very aware of the specs. You know what you're getting yourself into. But that period of time after Black Friday. So here's my thing. If you're buying at Black Friday, know what you're buying. Say to yourself, I'm good with this. Do not think about the future. If you're buying at that reduced price, you're buying it as it is. Meaning you've done your research, you've hung out. Then there's that group that doesn't buy Black Friday, that gets through the holidays, and then literally a week before CES, the very last minute, buys. What's interesting about marketing or TVs more than any other technology, in PC, you'll see leaked benchmarks. You'll hear this, you'll hear that. TVs are typically very tight-lipped. Me especially meeting all the manufacturers at CES, I see they're very guarded. Sony's not even releasing their stuff or their plans until maybe February. So they're keeping it close to their chest. They all try to one-up each other. You're seeing TCL do this, Hisense do that, LG do this, Samsung. It's a war. They take it very seriously. They do not leak things. MLA for the LG was supposed to be on their 8K lineup. So if you've done your research, you thought buying the G2 with the heatsink was the brightest OLED out there. Now the S95 is bright, but you're like, oh, I got the 77-inch. So you see where there's a yin and there's a yang. Those with an S95 said to themselves, well, I'm buying it now, it's good, and oh, it's better, oh, and it's larger, oh, and it's brighter. That happens every year. Obsolescence is something you can't avoid. Future-proofing is an absolute myth. Does not exist. I don't care about that. What I care about is you guys, how you feel. It's called tech therapy. I don't enjoy seeing you guys hurt. I don't enjoy you not enjoying your TVs. The channel was born because I had a bunch of defective TVs, but I know what it's like to have something you're not happy with and how expensive it can be. So, what should you do? Well, if you just bought a TV and you feel fine and you're confident and you're happy with what you have, this video is not for you. It's not the worst time to buy a TV. The prices are low. New models are coming out. Prices may drop a bit. You don't know. But you're buying your TV. You did your research. You're happy. This is not for you. And if you watch this video and you're like, damn, I shouldn't have bought. That's not the point of this video. It's the group that has buyer's remorse. Remorse. That's the group I'm talking to. You bought an 80K. And now you're hearing that this one's this bright and that one, and you paid top dollar. Remember, the later in the year they come out, the more expensive they will remain, especially in Sony where it's a master series. You bought the king of TVs. You bought the moniker. You bought the prestige. You have to live with that now. We don't even know what Sony's going to bring out. So what do? You have to be patient, do your research. However, that's exactly what you did. So you can't be too patient. You can't wait too long in the year. You have to know your use case, know your specific use case. Don't listen to us in this regard. Know what you like. If you're a gamer, there's these choices. If you're a hardcore gamer, regardless of how good the picture quality is, know your use case. Know the features you need, HDMI 2.1, or I like Filmic, or I want a heatsink. Know these things. Know exactly what you want, but don't go too long. Saving $100 or $50 isn't going to feel worth it later. And just think, if you buy that period of time where it's reasonably priced, I never say buy them at launch. I don't think you should ever buy at launch. I think you should always wait. I would wait to see the reviews, wait till things are out, wait for the firmware updates to settle, then make your choice. But that group that hangs back, you're in all our live streams. Should I? I want to save $100. Now, I'm not saying $100 is not a lot of money, but I'm saying for peace of mind, those extra 3 months you would have been enjoying content, and the buyer's remorse goes away. It's when you wait to the last possible minute, then the FOMO kicks in, and you buy. It's low, it's like the stocks. Oh, I got it, you buy it. Then you're sitting there hanging out, and then you see the press release. So, what do? Patient. Do your research, but don't hesitate too long. Do the math, figure it out, buy when it's appropriate for you. Know your use case specifically, exactly what you want, not what I want, not what this creator wants, not what your friends say, what you know you want. Then buy. Then be at peace with your purchase. You did your research. However, if it gets too late in the year, it gets to be past Black Friday. It's a small window, guys. But think about it. It's a whole year. It's an entire year. You risk getting to Black Friday. You know you're buying something that's cheaper. You're buying a better value. You have to live with that choice. But when you get past that, into that event horizon zone, you know the new announcements are coming. They're going to trickle out. We have no idea what Sony's doing. I don't even know what Panasonic is doing. Those of you that love Panasonic, we have no idea. They might come out with an 83-inch. We think they haven't said anything. They have plans. They have models. So, be patient. You have the entire year. Don't be too patient. When you know what you want, strike. Buy it. Enjoy it. Be content with it. For those of you that just made those purchases and you feel that buyer's remorse, as much as I love what we saw, all the new TVs, the differences in peak brightness. We saw the G3 firsthand, spent time with it, spent time with the S95C. Are they brighter? Yes. Are they better? Yes. But even if they're amazing and they're mind-blowing, in technology, TV technology, it will always be incremental. side by side in real content. It will be incremental. These are not GPUs for computers where all of a sudden they do twice the frame rate. Doesn't exist. Once in a while you'll have a leap, but for the most part, as much as I love what we saw and we're so excited about it, the truth is, put them side by side. The TV you just bought is amazing. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. So when is it not time to buy? Think a little bit after Black Friday. As soon as you get into the holidays until the beginning of the year is exactly when not to buy. Love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing. I will see you in the comments, and I love you guys. Take care.